Ready?
Yes, I am ready.
This way.
To the right. Hey, this guy has glasses.
He's not. He turned to me, but he's not talking.
Do we not get egg? Or actually, what does he do? Wait, maybe he should give us cut? Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Script 1467102 missing. Oh god. Is that a trainer battle?
Yep.
Let's jump.
It kind of, like, I mean, it was annoying whenever they'd spot you from halfway across the map, but now it kind of sucks to walk to them.
Yeah.
Oh, Pokemon, you've spoiled us.
I don't want to see your butt, girl. Go away.
I want to see your butt.
Yeah, my butt, not her butt.
No, not her butt.
Yeah. Thundershock. Wow, that didn't... Okay.
Oh, I remember the training here was amazing.
I'll show you some amazing training. Pidgey fainted. 70 experience, holy crap. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I like this. Another Pidgey? Okay. Beedrill. Wow, it's telling... Oh, okay, never mind.
What?
It was telling me their moves didn't have the fully implemented effect, but that's because it's the animation, not anything important. Crap. Go Charmanders. Yes, I have multiple ones, apparently.
I just realized that my Butterfree started out as a weak little Caterpie, and now it's a higher level than anything.
And you kept complaining about it, putting it down, saying you were gonna put it in the box.
Are you serious? Okay, good.
I'm not Siri.
He missed the attack with 2 hit points left.
Oh, lol.
It missed again? Sand attack.
That's the awesome part about Pidgey.
God.
Charlie missed. Damn it.
Pikachu, show the Spiritue's boss.
But it missed.
No. No.
Wow, you're not gonna beat my Charmander with Gust. Come on. Stupid bird. I don't want to keep running to the Pokemon Center. This is annoying.
She called me mean.
No. She called me sexy.
No.
She thinks
Hi, I saw you in Viridian Forest.
Not you again. Do 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 do. What?
Butterfree against Caterpie.
Well, you don't stand a ghost of a chance. Thundershock.
Caterpie.
Thunder. Oh god. Caterpie's not gonna be Pikachu.
Wait, Butterfree, I'm not supposed to be using you anymore. What are you doing?
Derp.
Get out of here.
Derp, derp, derp.
Stupid Butterfree.
Go Pudgy.
Oh,
My starter's
might as
my
well
weakest
finish with it.
Pokemon, actually. No, it's not. My starter's my second weakest Pokemon. That's kind of sad. Gusto. Haha, one hit.
Alright, I'm gonna have to switch Butterfree out now because now it's almost level 13.
My Pidgey's level 13.
You're Pidgey's boss, taking on this rock Pokemon like that.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? He's got wings of steel.
I beat him again? Interesting. He said, you beat me again.
Yeah, remember? He saw us in Viridian Forest.
Yeah, I guess.
It's the same bug catcher. Hi, I like shorts. Oh god.
The shorts kid.
I forgot about him. His head barely shows up above the battle screen. That was funny.
Look at your baggy shorts fluttering in the breeze.
Oh no.
Like that?
No. Please, no. No more. No more, please. Thundershock. No, not quick attack. Oh god. Oh no. Pikachu.
What? Oh.
Killed my Pikachu. That's what I always hated about this area, was wow, if he uses quick attack, he goes translucent too. You okay?
Yep.
Oh. Ekans, what?
Poison sting.
Ooh.
Not good on Minky. Anywho.
Oh, it killed my... Quick attack has way too much damage. Killed my Charmander.
Wow, I think I'm a sadist. I just sent out Rattata against seconds.
Yeah.
You need to learn some new moves, buddy.
Jesus
This
Christ!
isn't- Huh?
Quick attack is killing everything in one hit. What the heck?
See, Rattata's awesome.
No! It's broken. It's OP. Ban it. Karate chop this stupid rat. There we go. 51 experience.
I don't believe it. Yeah, you and your shorts better believe it.
Karate chop. Critical hit. Not very effective. Okay. Then we'll send the bird to fight the snake. That works, right? Well, for certain birds,
Well,
that
yeah.
works. Yeah, that makes sense. Never mind. Shut up. Well,
Oh,
okay,
crap,
a
I
pigeon
forgot that-
versus a snake. A pigeon versus a snake, maybe not.
I don't know. I think birds
Quick
trump
attack.
snakes almost every time.
Yeah, now I'm the one using quick attack, jerk. Come at me, bro. Mine's not doing anywhere near that much damage. Come on.
Someone's better.
Step on your little rat.
No!
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry.
I'm gonna cry.
No.
I'm sorry, Minky, but you're just not good against
I don't
these.
believe it.
Alright. I'm gonna go heal, because all my Pokemon are dead. Thanks to that stupid rat. Talk to me!
No, he doesn't like you.
No, he doesn't.
I know he didn't give you an egg though. I don't know what you're.
No, I
thinking
think
about
I forgot what he did.
that. I think it was just a trainer, like one of the nerds or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's one of Oak's assistants, but I forgot what he gives you.
I don't know.
Actually, I can look it up, because I have the Prima official game guide. Pewter City. 2 Route 3. Wait, what? I don't think it has you on here. What? What?
Some game guide.
Shut up! I think that's just a broken thing then. Yeah, it says there's a Pokeball up here. But I couldn't find it.
You should look harder.
I clicked all the empty squares.
I'll bet if I look, I could find it.
What? Oh, it says a guy in the Pokemon Center can sell you a Magikarp for $500.
Lol.
I'd totally do that.
Why?
But the guy's not in there. Just because I want a Magikarp.
Well, I mean, surely they've changed things. It's modded.
Yeah, but still. Alright, what are we gonna fight on our way? Nah, let's not worry about it. No spoilers. No spoilers in these parts. Oh wait, hang on. Let's go battle some trainers.
Oh, no wonder I'm having trouble. These things are. Wait, fighting is weak against flying.
Yep. You get more experience for it though. Well, are you a trainer? Let's get with it right away. Let's not get with it. I don't like this.
I'll get with
Oh, yeah, but not with this bug catcher.
it. He eats bugs.
No. Bug catcher Greg would like to battle. I don't think I've ever known anybody named Greg. Weedle versus Beedrill, like your Caterpie versus Butterfree. The final showdown.
Oh god.
What?
I'm underleveled.
Really?
It's
Spearow
level
versus
14!
Spearow. Sigh.
Bubble.
Poison Sting. Just poison stinging each other. Poison Sting. Poison Sting. Poison Sting. Pokemon.
Pocket monster.
Pocket Monster.
Did you just add some sort of like weird English accent to that?
Pocket Monster?
Yes, you certainly did.
I was trying to. Never mind.
Trying to do what?
Pocket Monster? Like,
No.
You do it then.
I can't do accents.
Pocket Monster? Pokemon? Pokemon? I don't know. Leave me alone.
I always wear shorts, even in the winter. That's my policy.
That's disturbing.
Hey, I knew a guy like that in middle school.
Really?
Yeah, he always wore shorts.
That's weird. You know so many guys. God.
not my fault.
It is!
No, it's not.
It is! You were too popular while I was forever alone.
I wasn't popular in the least.
Mm-hmm.
He was a forever alone person too. We talked about anime and games.
Oh, even better. Level 13. Alright. Learn Metal Claw.
Oh.
Could've freaking used that against Brock.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
God dang it. No, it's not you, on you. It's just frustrating. I wouldn't have got him to level 13 anyway, so that's just annoying. Could have defeated Brock like way quicker. You're not wearing shorts. What's wrong with you? Well, maybe I am.
Gave me. It's so intriguing.
She's coming
I'm
on to
a
you.
female.
Can I watch this? I like this.
Look at that skirt. Dead ass.
Yeah, dead ass. Sigh. Go Pikachu!
Huh.
That posterior. Oh, what is that? Oh, Nidoran. Female.
You'll see why it's whenever you battle it. I'm not gonna say anything yet.
Okay. Oh no, I'm scared.
Oh no, it's not like bad, it's just
Yep. Thundershock.
Spearow, I
Quit
really
using
don't think
Peck,
you're supposed
Spearow.
to be this big.
You got a radioactive one. It's like those crows we saw.
Oh my god, they were so big, it didn't look like they should be able to fly. It was awful. Spearow, you're so weak.
You're so insulting to what was like your top bird choice. Dear Lord.
I just have high standards, okay?
Okay.
Is there anything wrong with
Have
that?
you even used your Squirtle like at all?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
In the gym.
Just give it to me. I want your Squirtle.
I mean, you're Squirtle.
Oh dear.
See, look what you started.
I'm okay with this. That look you gave me, it's so intriguing. Kinky. Let's have a threesome.
Huh?
Threesome. Rattata. Oh god, is this gonna be another quick attack one? Furry attack.
I thought you were still speaking in terms of a threesome. Oh my god, is this gonna be another quickie?
I said another oh, yeah, no, I said that. Oh god. Oh god, it is a quickie. No. Don't quickie me. Hit it and quit it.
I don't know many relationships that were built off of threesomes.
We're just looking to take her money, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Beat up her pets and take her
Pokemon
money.
is horrible.
Noranfulf. I get it. Is that what you wanted me to
Yeah.
say? Noranfulf. I wonder why they don't have the symbols.
It
Bracket.
shouldn't be that hard. It really shouldn't.
Yeah.
Why am I not using a special attack? I'm stupid.
Buzz, you're a derp. You're a derp. You're a derp. You're a derpy derpy derp.
No, you.
Okay. Noranfulf. Nidoranfulf. Foodie Nidorantkly.
You still need to watch Footy Cootie. It's
I
fun.
know.
Footy Cootie, Footy Ra.
All in good time, my love. Alright, come on, be drill. Be her drill. Critical hit. Oh, he has like 2 hit points left. Are you kidding me?
Done like dinner. Wow. That's cute.
Sure. There we go. But it missed? Are you kidding me? He has 1 hit point. Oh, and wow.
Oh,
Now Beedrill
what
has
did
1
you
hit.
do?
I don't. You scratch and it just killed me.
lol.
I don't. He has Nidoranful has sharp nails.
Those are actually pretty good Pokemon. I think they're kind of underrated.
Nidoqueen and Nidoking? Or?
Mm-hmm.
I never really touched them, so I don't know much about them.
I mean, they're pretty much just tanks.
Beedrill grew to level 11. Do 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 do. Be nice. No, I don't feel like being
Be
nice.
gentle.
I don't want to be gentle. I want it rough.
It's
Pain.
another girl.
Without love, pain.
Did you touch me? No.
Did
Not
you?
with a 10-foot pole.
Did you?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly sure.
Where'd you touch her?
Nowhere.
Oh.
She has a Jigglypuff and it looks creepy. Alright, I'm just looking at the map.
I walked in the Pokemon Center to find Chu sitting at the table reading a map like a little cutie.
Shut up, I didn't know it was there. I just kind of... No!
No? Rejected.
I'm busy.
She rejected me.
You have a headache.
You have a headache. Hey, wait a minute. That's not how this works.
So apparently you get a super rod, or great rod, or one of those rods. You get a rod in the next city, Cerulean.
I'll give you my rod in the next city. Wait, so why didn't we ever get an old one?
I don't know. I was wondering, but I didn't want to, like, be a noob, because they were like, God, don't waste time asking questions if you can just read the forum.
Right. Someone in the chat asked why theirs didn't work, so maybe we just missed it.
Old rod?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Wait.
It could be different for the game, that's...
Oh, maybe.
PokéMMO.
PokéMMO? PokéMMO?
PokéMMO.
PokéMMO.
Forums. No, wiki. I should go to the wiki.
Probably the forums, but...
Really?
I don't think the wiki has that. Well, try the... Yeah, maybe try that. Did my attack really just miss? You stupid, useless Pokemon. Yeah, you better get poisoned. I'm never gonna get to the city at this rate. I mean, I think we're right next to it. No, we gotta go through Mount Moon.
Yeah. Which is...
There's a Pokemon Center right by it,
pain
though, right?
to go through. I
think so.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Alright, Fury Attack. Yeah. Stupid Metapod. What?
The jumping happens when you pass by an NPC that's no longer there.
Interesting. That's weird. Okay. Screw it, I'm switching to Charmander.
Charmander?
Charmander.
It's a cute way to say it.
Charmander. 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 Charlie. Charlie. Charlie in the Metapod Factory. Do 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 do. All right, I'm gonna ignore this tick down here. Where are we? Nope, I guess I'll battle her, so I'm not behind. No, we're gonna pass her up, because I'm not going to touch her. Despite what she claims.
You're not behind. You're ahead of me.
Yeah. That tunnel from Cerulean takes a lot out of you.
Oh, apparently the game sometimes freezes when Misty Staryu uses Harden.
That's weird. Does it just like crash the our side or like the server?
I'm guessing just yours.
That's weird. Okay. Oh wow, that's the Boulder Badge. You got it from Brock, didn't you? Brock is cool. He's not just tough. People like and respect him. I want to become a gym leader like him. Too bad this game never implemented a way of becoming a gym leader. Or doing anything like that.
Oh, you can't stop evolutions from happening.
You can't?
No.
Interesting. That's dumb. Would you like me to heal your Pokemon back to perfect health? Yes, I would. Why can't you? Is that just not implemented yet, or is it? I guess.
It's just what it said.
That's weird.
Nothing is saying.
So you remember, I think you watched it with Sydney and me. Oh, the Magikarp dude's script doesn't work. That episode where it had that one guy who had the Charmander that Ash got, he had like 500 Pokemon with him. Why can we only carry 6? Team Rocket attacks Cerulean citizens. Not a day goes by without Team Rocket being in the news. Well, we still make them blast off. I wonder if the Pokemon creators understood what PC stands for. Because, I mean, this says Pokemon Center for PC. PC stands for personal computer. But then it's not a personal computer by any means. But okay. Going into Mount Moon.
I probably just wanted something shorthand for a computer. That's
I
just
found
the
one
easiest thing.
TM09. What is that? Bullet Seed. I don't have a grass Pokemon. Damn it. Are you coming?
I'm trying to figure out where to get Rod
Oh, right.
PokéMMO.
You want Pokemon Fire Red, not just Pokemon.
PokéMMO.
Oh. Okay.
Just in case they change anything.
Right. You, Zubat, go away.
Rod.
I found a paralyzed heal.
That's not answering my question.
Suspicious men are in the cave. What about you? Suspicious men. Oh, yeah. Alright. Bug
Why did
catcher
they tell you to go to the forums if it's so difficult to find in the forums? Fuck you guys. Hate you. Oh crap, I just opened... Okay, it'll be another minute.
How do you get a rod? I'm not afraid to ask.
Someone just asked the question a little while ago.
No, you don't. Just get the graphics update. What?
I thought they were...
Well, I mean, that wasn't to me, but... Get Koga's badge. That's... Okay, go away. You guys are unhelpful.
See?
Graphics update, question mark? Use furry attack.
Alright.
Attack of the furries. Meet me in the cave, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, poison sting doesn't affect me, scrub.
It's kind of like... I don't know how I feel about the fact that I can't save.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, I realize it's impulse to just like save after so long, but you don't need to save. It's
Yeah,
an
I
MMO.
mean, I know you don't need... I don't know. It's just not the same.
No. Oh yeah, because you can't like just sit like save before different events or anything. Yeah, I get you. That'd be cool if they added it in just as like a non-scripted thing, but just to give you the feeling.
Yeah. You can't really save, but here's something to make you feel
It'll
like
just tell you. And you know, it gave you that encouraging or like encourageable statement of, I know that's not a word, but of, you know, Adam saved the game. You know, I saved the whole game from destruction. I saved it. Not only did I, you know, track my progress, but I saved the game. Someone was out to destroy my game, and I saved it. But we don't get that with this. We just get, oh, you lost.
You cute.
No. Yes, I have a Blastoise. Okay. Dang it, Kakuna and your stupid harden attack.
Oh.
What? Watch that not be there for me either.
Because it looks suspicious since...
Right. Oh god, I forgot about berries. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the different kinds and oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, Beedrill's like 1 XP from level
What are you doing, old man?
He's talking about Team Rocket. He's doing a case study on the newspaper.
Oh, that's cool.
No! Damn you, Zubat. Should I catch a Zubat? Just no, because I don't feel like buying Pokeballs. See, that's the issue. I always used, you know, I always got myself 99 Pokeballs or whatever. And I can't do that here, nor do I necessarily want to. Alright, oh, I see the spot you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just always do that sort of thing.
Persimbic.
I can't believe you couldn't get that Pokeball.
I know. What the?
What's TM09?
Bullet Seed. As soon as I walked in the cave to went to Pokeball, like, it didn't even finish loading the cave. Alright, we're gonna catch a Geodude so I can teach it Rock Tomb. I wonder if it learns. No, it can't learn Rock
I
Tomb.
kind of like Geodude, I'm not gonna lie. Geodude and its evolutions, of course.
Graveler's pretty cool.
Yeah, Graveler. Although, fucking
Golem you gotta,
fighting
like,
it.
trade for, right?
Huh? Yes.
Yeah, that's so stupid. But we can do that. We can just trade. Whoa.
We're not forever alone anymore.
We can get Scizor. And Gengar.
Oh my god, we can get Gengar.
We can get all the things.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. And Steelix.
Uh-huh.
And there's more. Stupid
But wait,
Porygon
there's
things.
more.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, we actually have friends
I like
now.
this. Well, we have each other. And that's all we do.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
We have a friend.
Yeah.
You've got a friend in me.
You're the only friend I need.
Yeah.
No.
You've got a friend in me. But it missed. Really? I'm trying to... Tienes un charmander o un charmeleon. Yay, Spanish people. Me gusta español. Tú no gusta español.
Yeah, if there's one way to bother me, just speak Spanish. That'll get me every time.
Muy bien.
Ugh. It just sounds so nasty.
Tu madre es nasty.
Ugh. I don't like it.
If I could speak another language, I'd speak another language.
日本語を話すことができます。
はじめまして。
日本語？
はじめまして。
日本語？
No, yo,
Ni-
etishimo ni wa.
Wow, I highly doubt my Spearow can do anything against this Magnemite. Just a
Oh wow,
guess.
is that a random? No, it's that dude's.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, well, I want a Magnemite. Okay. Now I gotta heal my Geo dude. Geo bro.
Why did I pull Butterfree out against that?
Confusion.
Yeah, it's not very effective
Oh.
because I'm retarded.
Right, steal. Lol.
I don't really have anything.
It's gonna use electric and kill you.
Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah.
Okay, now my Geo dude's gotta be first because he's weakest. Dang it.
Alright, Minky. My friend. Voltorb.
Nice. Alright, Geodude, what do you got? You don't even have Rock Smash. You are useless. Leech Life, this is gonna be super... Nope, okay. Why did he use Leech Life on the first move? That's not gonna do anything. You stupid. Critical hit! I like this. Astonished. Oh, that's such a stupid...
God, 161 EXP.
Yes!
264. Damn.
How much does Geodude need? Not much more. Alright, cool. What? I'm waiting for my friends to find me here.
God.
Oh god, what? Oh, I gotta battle her? Damn it.
Yep.
Stupid hoe. Sticking your butt out and your boobs out. Go away. Ooh, and her name's Iris. And you got a good fairy.
Oh my gosh. I remember why I hate caves so much.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm
not the
considering buying a
it's
repel,
just
but...
all of the rock and the ground and life.
Double slap. Bitch, please. Oh wow, that hit 4 times and killed my Pikachu. You son of a bitch. Alright. Time for me to get mean here. Ember. Burn, baby, burn. Dang it, it still didn't do it. Don't you double... Damn it. Metal Claw.
Okay, Zubat, I missed you.
I'm gonna go buy... No, I don't feel like going back to buy a repel, but I wish I had. Metal Claw didn't do anything? Really? Sing? You... God. I'm never getting out of this cave. Jesus Christ.
I found another glitch.
What?
It says that Spearow is still asleep in my party bar, but it's not asleep.
Oh.
It was asleep for like 1 turn.
Alright, we got... Mankey level up! No, it didn't. It needed 1 experience to level up. Literally, let me check it. Yeah, 2 experience. That's ridiculous. Geodude leveled up now.